According to Sky News, the Prime Minister has apparently received over £107,000 worth of freebies since the end of 2019. In the past, the Prime Minister defended his acceptance of freebies, saying what he's doing is within government rules.
It's not really a defence to say that it's within the rules. There are many things technically within the rules of being a member of Parliament and being the Prime Minister, but that doesn't mean that they are ethically correct or even make you look good as a Prime Minister. I think Keir Starmer's had about £100,000 worth of gifts, whereas Liz Truss and other Tories, they'd only taken like a few thousand of gifts during their time in Parliament, so Keir Starmer's way up there, way more than anybody else.
Our Prime Minister of England has taken more money from Lord Ali for more clothes. We've got the cost of living crisis.
Preach.
We got bills going through the roof.
Preach. He was getting clothes. He got £16,000 of clothes, right? But he declared it as office supplies.
Why does he need so many suits? £160,000 of tax money on a chauffeur-driven car when he lived just a couple of miles from the office.
No money exchanged hands. No money exchanged hands. But for the registrar, no. But you put it to me. Let me just.
That's absolutely not the point.
For the registrar, and I wasn't going to let my son fail or not do well in his GCSEs because of journalists outside our front door. We also, as you know, had protesters outside our front door.
Do you find these questions hard?
It's also pretty hard to study from your GCSEs when you're starving or in a really fucking cold house.
Do I want my son doing his GCSEs walking through journalists and protesters? No, I don't. But in both those cases, no money changed hands.
He keeps saying that. No money changed hands. Where was my fucking free flat when I was studying for my GCSEs?
You know, what I would say now is I won't be doing donations for clothes again. There won't be any declarations like that. But look,
guys, don't send Kier any more gifts. He's not taking any more gifts. Stop sending him gifts. This is a serious message. No more gifts. He's not signing anything else. Peace and love. The PO box is closed. Did we forget that his dad was a toolmaker? I'm not making the obvious joke about, he made... No, it's too obvious, guys. It's too obvious. Toolmaker sounds like the most medieval job ever. Who's like, oh yeah, I'm a toolmaker. I make tools. Are you from the 15th century?
Okay, Prime Minister, one other thing. Conference has just voted against the emblematic policy of your government cutting winter fuel allowance for pensioners. It's been rejected by your own party.
Yeah. Also, the fact that winter fuel allowance for pensioners pisses me off. Like, the fact that it's a thing, the fact that it needs to be a thing. You know why it's a thing? It's because there's loads of fucking pensioners in this country that are living in houses that aren't insulated properly. And what the government could do is they could just pay one time to get those houses insulated. And they probably wouldn't need to give them fuel allowance because the houses would actually keep the fucking heat in. But they won't do that. They just let them pump the heating more with this extra money. You know, it's energy being wasted and then climate change happens even quicker. Pisses me off that it's even a thing, that it even needs to be a thing so that old people don't die.
We inherited a £22 billion black hole. That's money
here
that
we
was
go.
off the books that the last government hid from the public. That's got to be dealt with in year.
Basically, you're doing everything that will piss people off right now and then hoping that they'll forget that it happened. Breakdown of gifts declared. What we got? Accommodation, 20 grand. Just a cool 20 grand. Work clothing, 16,200. Because you need that. Because you need that for suits, okay? Multiple pairs of glasses, 2,485. The Football Association Premier League, a total of 12,588. 4 tickets with hospitality to Taylor Swift concert. And then the rest of these are Arsenal versus Porto versus Watford versus Everton. Tickets to the Euros final. He's such a basic bitch, isn't he? Like, he couldn't even be interested in getting gifts for things that are that are interesting. He couldn't, like, go to see some weird underground metal band. Taylor Swift and Coldplay. Ugh. Do something interesting. He's really, really living up to his name of just having no personality whatsoever. That's the worst thing about this. The Jockey Club, of course. We all need tickets to the Jockey Club, whatever the fuck that is. He stayed in Swansea at some Airbnb for 3 nights for a total of 4,500. Was he staying in a castle? £1,000 a night in Swansea of all places. Who needs that much money to stay in Swansea for 3 nights? Private box for 4 people at the Epsom Downs racecourse. So he's been watching a little bit of horse torture. Crystal Palace Football Club, 3 tickets with hospitality, Arsenal again. So he gets £1,000 a night, but 4 staff together, they have to get 556 quid between them. I'm assuming. Night stay in a hotel, 73. I mean, that's a normal price for a night in a hotel. 73 quid. That's a normal rate. Not £1,000. Ugh, more Arsenal, more Arsenal. West Ham United Football Club, Swansea City. This is all just fucking football, isn't it? Boring. At least do something interesting, Starmer. The Jingle Bell Ball. Yay. Arsenal, 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 football, Arsenal. Getter, UK, whatever the fuck that is. Getter is like just eat. Groceries in a minute. Oh, it's like Uber Eats or oil painting. Okay, I want to know what that is. What the fuck happened there? Did he get somebody to paint him like one of his French girls? Tattoo? He got a tattoo? Okay, this is getting interesting now. Did he get a tattoo? Oh no, this is a thing, right? Edinburgh military tattoo. What's the... An experience like no other. The show brings together the best of British military with international performances from a global cast, presenting emotionally charged entertainment featuring cutting-edge lighting, sound, and military precision. What? This is like some North Korea shit. What's this? I thought Kier got a tattoo, but nope. The Royal Box at Wimbledon. Just Eat. Getter wasn't enough. He also needed Just Eat. A ticket to the British Kebab Awards, which he didn't even go to. He just fobbed that off to a member of staff. He was like, here, you have this. 522 quid to go to the British Kebab Awards. First, how does that cost that much? How is that worth that much? There we go. There's Coldplay. 4 tickets. I mean, 4 tickets to a Coldplay concert with hospitality for $698 strikes me as kind of cheap for all of that. $698? What would that be each? $174.50. Bargain, mate, bargain. I mean, you can't say no to that. Here we go. Adele. Really just driving home that lack of personality. No shade to Adele, but how basic can you get? A little look into his life. So interesting. Wow. Poor Keir Starmer on his 84. Is that how much they get paid? 84,000? Maybe I'm thinking of an old number. Right now, the basic annual salary for a member of parliament is 91,346. Plus expenses. That's not enough. That's not enough for poor little Keir Starmer. How is he living? How is he living? Some people say that actually MPs' salaries should be increased, and that's obviously a controversial take. What you want to do is, obviously, you want to attract the best people to the jobs, but like, I wouldn't have a problem with doing that, because for a job of that level of like prestigiousness, you could so easily get some other different kind of job, like in a fucking bank or something, for so much more pay than that. So it's like, why would you ever become an MP unless you really like were bothered about your constituents and making the country a better place? Which I don't think any of them are that bothered about that. I don't know how much they should be paid, but what I think we should do is just like, we should just ban them being able to take any job outside of being an MP. That has to be their salary, whatever it is. Not allowed to do any fucking thing else. Nothing else! They must put all of their time into this job. You become the Prime Minister, you have like the top job in the entire fucking country, and you have to manage the economy, like one of the biggest economies in the world you have to fucking manage. That's a really prestigious job. Like, that's even more prestigious than being like the head of a bank, a huge bank, is being like basically the head of the UK, which is one of the biggest economies in the world, which is like being the head of a huge fucking bank. And if you're the head of a huge fucking bank, you get paid way more than that. So I mean, I don't even fucking care if they end up giving them more money. I think all they should do is just not allow them to take jobs outside of that. Like, they get second homes paid for because basically you're supposed to spend most of your time in your constituency because you're technically representing them. So they're allowed to expense a second home near to where Parliament is. And obviously loads of them end up taking the piss with the whole second home thing, which I think is fucking ridiculous. I don't mind them being paid well. I don't mind them being paid generously. Just make sure that they're laser focused on the job that they're supposed to do. Build accommodation for MPs next door to Parliament. See, that's another thing that I think like they should have dorms or something. Like MP dorms. I don't know why they don't do that. Maybe there's a reason why they don't have MP dorms. But like just some like fucking hotel that they can all fucking stay in when they like for the one day a week that they need to actually be in Parliament, instead of paying for an entire fucking flat in London, which is extremely expensive, and it's all paid for by the taxpayer. It's a massive waste. There'd be so much cocaine. I don't know why people choose to live in London, to be honest. Live up north, everything's so much cheaper up here. That's a big reason why they were trying to build HS2. I think they've like completely scrapped the plans to get HS2 to come all the way up to Leeds now. HS2 was supposed to be a high-speed rail link between like London and many parts of the north, like Manchester and Leeds and stuff. They've basically scrapped it now, but if it went through, then it would have brought like loads of the economy up north. I think it would have been a really good thing to have. And obviously trains are awesome, but now they've wasted loads of money on it and we don't even know if it's gonna end up going ahead. But like we really need to sort of spread out the wealth in this country. We really do, because London's like just a hub. Like everything's too expensive in London. Too expensive. Like loads more stuff needs to be brought up north, because the north is a fucking great place, and I'm like lucky that I don't have a job where I have to work in close proximity to anything. Like obviously everything I do is online. I don't need to be near anything, so I can happily live up north and live in like, you know, a relatively cheap house. But yeah, like compared to living in London, oh, so cheap.
Dick Durbin and Chuck Schumer, the second and third ranking Senate Democrats, live here together.
You guys got the rent from them?
Their landlord and third roommate is Democratic Congressman George Miller. Their refrigerator, well, it's a scary sight.
So what, like, how does it work with senators in the US? Are they not allowed to take, they're actually not allowed to take extra jobs? That's good.
Yes.
No wonder they have a problem with rats.
The only extra job they need is insider trading.
That's me have done that.
Wow. How many rats did you have?
Well, don't ask. I had a dream, literally, too.
174K. £130,000. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
2 nights ago that the rats were back.
I thought the rats were in the Senate. I didn't know they came to the House.
And what year is this from, Congressman?
Well, Ben Franklin gave that to us.
Yeah.
Since this is not a kitchen fit for cooking, the congressional roomies take the easy route. Cold cereal. They buy it in bulk.
Did she say cold cereal? What?
Roomies take the easy route. Cold cereal.
Isn't all cereal cold? Did she say cold cereal? All cereal is cold. What's she talking about? If I Google cold cereal, I'm just getting normal cereal. Cereal that is not heated before serving. So all cereal. All cereal! I'm going to Google hot cereal, but I'm going to keep it off screen. So like porridge is hot cereal. I have never heard of that. I have never heard of it being called hot cereal. What should we sample here? Cold cereal.
Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal. Cold cereal.
Let's get the piss song open.